Hello you guys! I'm so excited. Let's just get into it. I seriously haven't filmed in months. I think the last time I sat down and filmed was middle of November and it is now January. So it's the new year. Happy New Year's, my peeps. I'm pretty excited to leave 2017 behind because that was a shitty year, not gonna lie. I mean, like, there's good times. You have to be appreciative of your ups and downs, but wow. 2017 played me. It really tried me deep down inside, but we did it. Cheers to that. Alright, so what I was thinking for today's video is kind of sitting down and doing a little bit of a get ready with me, just kind of a chit chat. But it's kind of exciting because today's video is going to be all drugstore items. So this is everything that is really cheap, really affordable, but good quality. I wouldn't buy drugstore makeup if I didn't think that it was good. So when I go to the drugstore, I'm picky. I'm not just going to buy crappy products and be like, oh, well, this will work. Like, no, if I'm going to buy it, it's going to be good. So I have some of my all-time favorite drugstore products, and then I also bought a couple new ones for today's video, so we'll see how that goes as well. But yeah, this is kind of today's video. It's gonna be a chit-chat, sit down, get ready with me. I'll do a little makeup look with some drugstore products that I really love, and then hopefully you guys can try out and you can love too. I bought a new eyeshadow palette from the drugstore today. I never buy eyeshadow palettes from the actual drugstore because I buy my eyeshadow palettes from Morphe, which is a drugstore price. It's like $15, but you have to order it online. So I wanted to actually go and buy an eyeshadow palette from the drugstore. I bought mine at Target, but it's an e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, so you can get it at like Walgreens, anywhere really. I'm a little nervous, so I'm gonna open that up so I can figure out like my color scheme of the day. It's this e.l.f. eyeshadow palette and it's called Mad for Matte, and I got it because Kathleen Lights talks about it, I recall. But let me tell you that this whole color scheme example looks severely disappointing. So I'm just hoping that the color examples on the packaging don't do the real palette justice because I'm a little nervous. Let's just open it up and see here. No. Okay. I'm not severely disappointed, let's put it that way. But the colors aren't that bad. They're definitely better than I thought they looked on here. I also bought a fun, dark ass liquid lip color from e.l.f. that I wanted to try too. This was $2, and I'm kind of in the mood for like a dark lip because I haven't done that in a while. So hopefully this lip doesn't screw us over. So let's just get started here. You guys have seen me use this primer many a times. I've talked about it a lot, but this is the NYX Angel Veil Primer. I love it oh so much. It's really good for just smoothing your skin out, making it ready to go for your foundation. It's not necessarily like hydrating, but it's not drying either. I just think it's a nice base for your foundation, and it feels like a little cloud. Like, it just feels so soft for some reason. It's really good at smoothing, so I'm gonna put a little bit underneath my eyes. There's something really cool about this primer. I don't know how it works really, but it does. For today's foundation, I'm gonna mix two of my favorite, all-time favorite drugstore foundations together, because why not? It's kind of like the best of both. First one is the L'Oreal and Pro Matte Infallible. This one I think is my all-time favorite. It's just so pretty on the skin, and it is so matte, and it minimizes your pores. It just is beautiful on your skin. I love it. And then I'm also gonna mix in a little bit of my Maybelline Matte and Poreless Fit Me. This one is actually a little dewy, even though it's matte and poreless. So these two together I really do like, and this one's a little too dark for me right now, so I'm just gonna make a little foundation cocktail, if you will. Just gonna go ahead and spread it a little evenly on my skin, and then I'll go in with my Morphe sponge. Also, these sponges are $6. I consider that a drugstore price for sure. So if you're looking for one, go ahead and check this out. So I feel like a lot has happened since I have filmed last. A lot has happened. I got a job. Shouts out. It's one less thing that your girl needs to worry about. So it was like Christmas with my fam, which was really fun. I got to go to South Dakota with my boyfriend's family. I just got back from Denver 3 days ago for a music festival, which was so much fun. We went with like 15 of our friends or so. It was like over New Year's Eve. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with some concealer, and I'm going to use the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer. Also, I have the shade Light. I actually really like this concealer. I wouldn't say it gives me all the coverage in the world that I want, but it's actually really, really good. Another one from Maybelline that I like, another concealer, is the Maybelline Fit Me concealer. That one's also awesome. I'm just going to put this in all of the places that I want to lighten up or balance out. I'm gonna go ahead and blend this in underneath my eyes. Also, side note, I had a random friend, well, not a random friend, just one of my friends asked me a random question. And she was like, if you needed one beauty, like, tool, what would it be? If I needed one makeup tool, I would hands down need a makeup sponge. You can do so many things with it, and it's so much more hydrating for your skin than brushes. And you can use it for foundation, concealer, powder, liquid highlighter, cream contour. You could use this for anything. Okay, so now I got the concealer on. I think it's a pretty good concealer, honestly. It doesn't crease. It's more of like a very natural finish, a very good concealer option from the drugstore. So now I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes mainly. I'm gonna set like my under eyes, my nose, my chin, kind of where I get oily a little bit. And to do that, I'm gonna use the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. When they came out with this, your girl was so excited. I also always use my RCMA translucent powder, which is a really good cheap option as well. But sometimes I don't like to use translucent because it kind of makes me look extra ghostly or just kind of washed out. So I really like this because it's not translucent, it has a little bit of color to it. I am in the shade Fair Light. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dip my sponge in here, get quite a bit of powder, and then I'm just gonna push this underneath my eyes to set it. And this powder is really finely milled, so I kind of like to do a lot right away and then I wipe it away. But this powder is really good at keeping my skin matte. I tried the Maybelline Fit Me Pressed Foundation Powder and I liked it. It wasn't anything special to me, so when they came out with this loose one, I was so excited and I really like it. And I'm not really gonna bake, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe this off with my big old brush. I really like this powder, honestly. I was pleasantly surprised. The only thing I don't like is traveling with it because then a lot of powder gets all up in there, but that's just like, whatever, man. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on to bronzer, and I actually bought a new bronzer for today's video. I'm a little nervous. I'm a little nervous because seems a little orangey. It seems like it might be a little too dark for me, but we're gonna try it. You guys already know that I love the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, this one, which is also from the drugstore, so worst comes to worst, I'd highly recommend this one. Physicians Formula is a little bit more expensive for drugstore makeup, I would say. Like, I'm pretty sure that bronzer is $10 to $15 probably, and this bronzer was like $8. So I just thought I'd try it. I'm also kind of sick of using the same two bronzers all the time, so I kind of wanted to switch it up a little bit. So this is the NYX Matte Bronzer, and then I got the shade, I really like the packaging though. It's like black and sleek and shiny. I got the shade medium because I am fair, but there was also like a deep dark kind of shade. So I'm gonna go in with my bronzer brush that I use all the time. It is filthy right now, please ignore. But this is the Morphe R7 brush, and I'm gonna go in with this bronzer. Pray for me. And try to go in with a super light hand. Oh. I'm not sure if it, okay, it's like dark. It's not really like blending out as well as I want it to on my cheek. Okay, so my camera just died, but I went ahead and did the other side and kind of played around with it. And I have my ideas on it. It's really pigmented, which is like a good thing, but I would say that it doesn't blend out that easily at all. I feel like it's kind of left looking a little choppy and just kind of like there. I think I would like this bronzer a lot more in the summer once I'm already tan and I can just kind of slap it on my face. But right now, since I'm so pale and this is so dark and choppy, I'm not loving it. So I like it. It's not a bad option. If you're tan, I think you would like it more, but with how pale I am right now, I don't think it's easy for me to get away with it, if that makes sense. But I feel like your girl is bronzed right now. I am going to contour and highlight, like a matte highlight really quick, just so I can show you guys this product as well. This is from Wet n Wild, and it is their Mega Glow Contouring Palette. I just figured out actually that they have two colors. This one is Caramel Toffee, but there is a lighter one, so I wish I would have gotten the lighter one just because this yellow color is a little too dark for me, but I really like this product. Both of them are so pigmented. So I'm gonna go in with a super light hand because it is really dark, really pigmented, and I'm just gonna hit right there on the hollows of my cheek, even though that bronzer already kind of defined them pretty well. And this is the Morphe 437 brush, and I really like this for contouring actually because I'll just hit the product like right there on like a corner of the brush, and then I'll go with that corner right in that socket where I want it to hit. And then once I have it placed where I want to, I can kind of turn it on its side and like blend it into everything else so it's not too harsh, if that makes sense. I do want to take a little bit of this yellow shade and kind of place it right underneath my eyes right here to kind of brighten it up. So I'm just going to take this e.l.f. brush. This is an e.l.f. mineral powder brush, and I'm just going to dab into this yellow. And I'm just going to push it right underneath my eyes. And I just think this kind of helps like brighten up the area a little bit more, especially if you went in with too much bronzer. And then what I like to do after I have all that kind of together is I like to take my big fluffy brush, go over everything. Now we got all that jazz on my face. So now I'm gonna go in with some blush. I have a couple options. This is a blush that I would recommend to literally anyone and everyone. This is just one of the prettiest blushes of all time from the drugstore, and it is Milani Luminoso. It's like a really pretty, like peachy, pinky, shimmery color. I don't know how well it's picking up on camera, but it's a super pretty color, so I always recommend that one. But I don't even think that's gonna go with like the vibe that I'm gonna go for today. Really quick, I'm gonna go into this e.l.f. blush palette, as this kind of has like some pinky and orangey colors. I'm gonna mix this one and this one, just mix a little bit of these two together. And these blushes are so pigmented, it's scary. Let's just go ahead and do the highlighter, because you already know that I love the highlighter. Good highlighter combo that I always wear from the drugstore is this Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. This is an incredibly natural but still noticeable highlight. Pretty light, pretty champagne-y, but I like to put this one kind of like everywhere. So I'll go in with this Essence one first, and I'm pretty sure that this is $3, which is pretty sweet. And look at that. So you can make this one really, really natural, or you can build it up. So I'm putting on like a hefty amount. I put highlighter everywhere. You don't have to, but. Okay, so then once I have this highlighter kind of laid out everywhere and all over where I want it, I go in with this next highlighter just as like a pop on the very like top of my cheekbone. This is the Maybelline, this is actually an eyeshadow. This is the Expert Eyewear eyeshadow in the shade The Glow Down. This one's a little too gold for me. Look, it's so beat up. I wear it all the time. This is a little too gold for me right now with how fair I am. So I like to just take a tiny bit and then I just put it right at that very tip of my cheekbone. I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyebrows off camera just because I'm so sorry, but I don't own any eyebrow products from the drugstore. I'm pretty picky when it comes to my eyebrow products. If you're not picky, one product that I have actually enjoyed from the drugstore is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I'll link it down below still, but I don't own that anymore. But it's relatively pretty cheap. It's like $8. So if you just need something to toss in your eyebrows and you're not too picky and you don't really care, that one is pretty good for a passable price. All right, so we're gonna go in with this itty bitty e.l.f. palette. It is so much smaller than I thought it was gonna be, but it's cute. So this is what we got going for the colors. And then I am gonna go for like a burgundy lip today. So I'm gonna try to base it off of that. I'm gonna sweep a mixture of those two with my big old Morphe 504 brush. I have no idea how pigmented these are. I'm like, ugh, I never use new eyeshadow. This is a lot for me. Oh, okay. Okay, I can do this, e.l.f. I can do this. Wow, okay, so right off the bat, I'm pleasantly surprised with how pigmented they are, so that's great news. Yeah, so this break has been so relaxing. It's been so nice. A lot of vacation, a lot of family time, a lot of movie and Netflix time. There is quite nothing better than watching Netflix and movies with zero guilt of like, oh, I should be doing homework, or oh, I should be doing anything else other than watching Netflix. Like when that is what you're supposed to be doing and you're just doing it, nothing is better. When I was sick, I finally watched the movie Trolls, and let me tell you, watch it now. I was mad at myself that it took me so long to watch such a fantastic movie. I watched it a total of 6 times when I was sick. And then I went over to my niece's and she loves Trolls, so I was like, wanna watch Trolls? Just so I could watch it again. Another kids movie that I have now seen in theaters twice is Coco. And Coco is such a good movie. I'm gonna go in with a very clean and new Morphe M433 brush. It's kind of like that flatter blending brush that we have right here. And I'm gonna go in with We're gonna go in with these two right next to each other. And I'm gonna use these colors to start carving out my crease up here. So you guys have seen me do this many a times, but I'm not gonna take these colors everywhere. I'm gonna keep it right here. Trying to figure out how to make this more burgundy. I'm gonna add a little bit of that shade into the crease that we've been working on here. So I was gonna try something a little different today, but I think I'm gonna save that for another video because I'm scared it'll mess everything up. Instead, what we are gonna do is I'm going to grab this little 506 brush, and I'm gonna go on with this darkest shade way over here. I like to get a lot on my brush so it's like coated, but then tap off all the excess. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wiggle this and place this all on that outer third corner. All right, I need to go in with like a denser brush first, so I'm gonna switch over to the 411 brush just to pack it on, and then I'll blend out with that other brush. Actually, I might just stick with this brush, we'll see. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that color as well. Okay, I'm surprised with the pigment of these, and they're actually blending dang well for what they are. This eyeshadow palette was $10, I believe. $10 for 10 shades. Switch back to this little bit of a smaller one. I'm gonna try to make it the darkest on the lowest, outest part, if that makes sense. I'm gonna kind of drag it on my lower lash line to bring it in a little bit. Just so lightly. It's got so much more extra than I thought it was gonna be. I was like, oh, let's go for like a nice natural look, and then here I am. I'm gonna go in with this big fluffy brush, the 518, while I go over everything and try to smooth everything out and make sure that it's cohesive and all together. This helps so much, just going over your darker colors with like a really light color and just sweeping over everything. Not only does it make it a little less intense, but it just blends everything together so like much smoother. Like look at that compared to what it was before. I kind of think of it as like my eraser in a way. So now that we did that, I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit more of this black just to go on the outside one more time. So if you want to, you can go ahead and do that concealer trick that I do quite often, where you go in with the concealer and then a shimmery shade or a matte shade. But I'm just gonna kind of keep it easy with this one because I'm a little lazy. So I'm just gonna take this flat shader brush. This is the Morphe R42, just a very dense flat brush. And I'm taking this first shade in the palette right here. Just gonna press this. Oh, I'm surprised at how pigmented these are. Like even these lighter shades are never that pigmented. I'm just gonna kind of put that on this inner part of my eyelid until it meets that black point. And then once it's there, kind of go over it a little bit just to blend them together. And then if you were to use that concealer trick that I use, this matte white will just be that much like brighter and bolder and pop out that much more. I'm just feeling a little lazy currently and I don't want to. So a lot of this look is going to be kind of going back and forth between what you were working with just to make sure everything is blended nice and smoothly. So it just takes a little bit of patience, but it's so easy. You just gotta build everything up. Okay, so for one last little added effect that I wanna do, I'm gonna go back in with the highlighter that we used on our face, so it doesn't even need to be like a new product, which is really nice. This one is just an all matte palette, that's why it's called Matte for Mattes. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the highlighter that we used on the face, this is the Essence one, on that same flat brush, and I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna spray it a little bit just to get it wet. And when I do this, when I spray eyeshadow, you can use a setting spray, you can use water, you can use eye drops. There's a lot of different stuff that you can use to make shimmery products stand out more. Like you don't need setting spray is what I'm trying to say. Really quick, I'm going to work on the lower lash line just to finish out this eyeshadow look. All right, so first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab my flat definer brush. This is the Morphe M432 brush, and I'm gonna take a mixture of the black and that brown, Just a tiny bit of each, and I'm just gonna work this on my lower lash line. If you bring it in too far, it'll close off your eye, and I kind of want this to like open up the outside of my eye. But if you bring it all the way in, it'll make your eyes look more squinty and more shut off. So if you just keep it on the outside parts, and bring it in to about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway, it actually does wonders at opening up your eye, which I really like. Then I'm just gonna take a little pencil brush like this guy right here, and this is an E36 brush, and I'm just gonna take a mixture of these two just to go over that darkness and kind of buff it out and blur it out. This just helps to make sure it's not like really, really harsh. I'm gonna grab a little bit of this one and I'm gonna drag it down. I want that outer corner to be pretty dark for some reason. I don't know, I'm feeling it. I kind of want to add one thing just for funsies. I'm gonna add this gold champagne ColourPop eyeliner. ColourPop is also not in the drugstore, but it's a drugstore price. This eyeliner, it was $5, but you do have to order it online, so I'm kind of cheating, kind of not. I think I just want to add this on the lower lash line because I think it'd be fun. Ooh, that just like brings out blue eyes. All right, so I just wanted to show you guys my mascaras that I'm using. So they're actually both L'Oreal. So the first one is L'Oreal Voluminous Original Black. This one is super good at like separating your eyelashes and making them just really long. It's nothing like super wow, but it is a really good mascara. So I'm gonna do one coat of this and I'll show you after. Oh, I get so messy with mascara, it's a curse. Okay, so this is one coat with the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara. I really like it. I think it's super pretty. This is a really easy mascara just to toss on if you're in a hurry and to make your eyelashes there and just noticeable. So that is that mascara. Like I said, I really like it. I just thought it was a good option to toss in there, but now I'm gonna go in with another coat of my all-time favorite drugstore mascara. You guys already know, L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. This is the bomb. Just makes your eyelashes have so much like drama and volume, but this mascara is one of my favorite mascaras of all time. Okay, so the only thing that we have left is this e.l.f. liquid lipstick. I'm scared. Any liquid lipstick for $2 just seems like too good to be true. There's no way it could be good, but we're gonna see because I'm intrigued. So I got the shade Burgundy. It's a very dark maroony brown kind of color. So I'm gonna go in with this, and it's like called their liquid lipstick lacquer. Now that I'm thinking about it, is this even a liquid lipstick? This is a lip gloss. We're just gonna try it. That's actually really pretty. Okay, I'm a little upset right now just because I thought this was a liquid lipstick. I never buy glossy dark colors. I like matte dark colors. No, I just can't. I'm gonna take it off. Okay, so I'm totally gonna cheat just because I had my heart set on a really vampy color like the one I was just wearing. So the lipstick I'm about to put on is not drugstore. Sorry. But some good drugstore options are NYX Butter Gloss lipsticks I really like. I really like these ones. The Maybelline Matte Collection and the just Maybelline, all their lipsticks, honestly, I really like. So there's a bunch of good drugstore options. I just have my heart set on a baby lip, all right? So the lipstick I'm gonna put on is a Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick. This one is dark, but I'm just feeling it, man. I'm in a sweater, I got these eyes going. I just want some like vampy redness, you know? Oh my god, I haven't worn a lipstick like this in forever. Alright you guys, so this is the finished look right here with this vampy lip that I cheated with a little bit, but holy crap, I love it so much. I haven't worn a lipstick this dark and vampy all year yet, and it just does something to me inside. It's like the only time of year you can get away with it. I just think it looks so pretty with like dark hair and kind of fairer skin. So I'll zoom you guys in and you guys can get a little bit of a closer look. Alright you guys, but that is it for today's video. I think that it's really helpful kind of doing a video of all drugstore products, because if you're just kind of wondering what's a good bronzer or concealer or foundation from the drugstore and you don't know where to start, so trust me, there's a lot of bad stuff at the drugstore. There is a lot more bad than there is good, but there is good stuff, and it's just hidden, and a lot of it is trial and error, so it's really frustrating to spend money on things that you don't like or don't end up working. So hopefully this kind of helped you out for a good place to start for each of those. As for the new stuff, we talked about the bronzer. I went into the bathroom and I kind of checked myself in different lightings, and I really do actually like this bronzer. I just had to work with it a little bit more, but if I was tanner and in the summer, I think I would really love this. This NYX bronzer is a really good option, as well as the Physicians Formula, which you know that I love. The e.l.f. eyeshadow palette, I was so surprised with. I really loved it a lot. I'm amazed that I got this eyeshadow look using an e.l.f. $10 eyeshadow palette. I have never had any good experience with drugstore eyeshadows, which is why I buy mine from Morphe, but I will recommend this Mad for Mattes eyeshadow, especially if you're just a beginner and you need a very simple palette and you just want to do natural, easy looks from light to dark. That is a great palette to go with, and I was very pleasantly surprised with the blendability, with the pigment of it. Really like this eyeshadow look. I'm loving it. The one downside is it doesn't have any shimmers in it, which I almost use a shimmer every time I do my eyeshadow, so that was a little frustrating for me, but that's not really a big issue in my case because I can just grab something else that I have and pop on that shimmer. I'm happy I got to try those new products out. I can't wait to play with them more. The products that I have always played with that are my drugstore favorites, I'm glad you guys got to take a peek at those. So hopefully that gives you guys some ideas of products to go out and buy if you're looking for something new. I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday celebration with your friends, with your family, with all the people that you love. Happy New Year. I'm so happy that we can move on and start fresh. And I just think a year is kind of like a good benchmark to see like where you have been, where you want to go, all that jazz. I think it's just a good time to reflect on yourself and just see if you're happy with where you are in life. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Let me know if you guys have any future video requests. Don't forget to like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, you know the drill. But that is all that I have today. Enough with the nonsense. I am done. I will catch you guys in the next video, and until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Bye, guys.